Hey YouTube, it's Trey again. Figured I'd give you another update here at the new place in the province, right? So a lot's been going on. Obviously, it's early in the morning right now. I got the roosters crowing again and everything. But you know the birds are out and everything else, and I figured I would go ahead and give you a little update to what's going on. So you know, a lot of work's been being done. Been real busy, obviously, getting things cleaned up and things of that nature. Been scrubbing the what do you call this cement out here, the concrete and stuff like that because it was definitely gone. So I guess first things I should tell you is that the owners of this place, since I'm renting it, they're actually in Washington State, and so they are haven't been here for 10 months, and that's okay, which is cool. But a lot of stuff hasn't been done around the house, so I'm getting that taken care of. And I've had a lot of people here helping me out. The neighbors have been really nice. They've been helping out. They've been coming over. Um, Grace has been here. Cheryl Ann's come helped and everything else. So it's really nice. But I'm gonna show you, you know, a lot of things like the concrete, it has definitely needed to be cleaned, and been working on it, scrubbing it and everything else, and it takes some manpower, that's for sure. I wish I had a pressure washer, that would be a lot better, but I've been out here doing this stuff by hand with a scrub brush and some soap and water and stuff like that, trying to get everything taken care of. This was pretty much pure black, looked like over there, but got a lot of that done. Uh, and Obviously, you know, cleaning up all the plants and the vegetation and things of that nature, you know, it just takes a lot of work. And then, of course, having to go to town and to get some groceries and buy some other stuff, a lot of other things, you know, to do. But this was all overgrown, and you couldn't really see the plants that well if you looked at the first video I did of the new place. But they were out here, and I'll show you. They were using knives and these machete things, and they were pretty much doing everything by hand. A guy came out here, and he was mowing the lawn and everything else like that with the weed whacker, and that was cool too. They came down here and cleaned out the little grotto. They put some fish in it, some more fish. I was telling you about that. They're keeping live fish in there, and it's not koi. It, this is fish they are keeping, so they have fresh fish to eat here. And so I was like, wow, that is kind of crazy. Um, Other things, as I told you in my other video about, was, you know, the washing situation, the washing machine. So I've got a washing machine, um, and a lot of people were commenting on that because their washing machines here are not the same as in the US. You know, we have the fully automatic that does all the work for you. You just wash it and then you throw it in the dryer and things of that nature, right? And it's all done. But here it's different. You know, they wash clothes by hands usually, and people that have washing machines, um, they're these very cheap or inexpensive plastic little wash tubs, and they're small. You stick them in there, you fill it with water, and it just kind of does this little thing. They still end up washing it by hand, and more of the washing machine is more for rinsing almost, and then they wring it out and then they hang it up. Nobody uses dryers here. They all just hang them out. Well, I'm not used to that, and so I got the best one I could find here in the province where I'm at. I ended up getting a Samsung washing machine, and it is it's a fully automatic one. So I was hoping that that would help, but still, it's definitely not like the ones in the U.S. But this one's as close as you could get to it, and I hope it makes things easier on Grace. She used it for the first time. It was it was a difficult situation getting it hooked up. Oh my God, It is so different here in the Philippines. You go out here, and then I'm like, okay, I got to hook this up. I had to go to um, the hardware store and trying to find them. And let me tell you what, the communication at the hardware store was the most difficult thing in the world. I brought the hose with me. I told them what the attachment was, but they just didn't understand what I was saying. I know they understand English, but here in the province, English is not as well spoken or understood as in, like, say, Cebu or Manila or other places. They still understand you and you can get by, but a lot of the people don't study it and use it as much as in the big cities. So that was a difficult situation. I tried to explain to them what I needed. I tried to show them. I mean, without using sign language, one of those things. It was difficult. And I even had someone with me trying to help me, and they didn't understand. I just needed this adapter, and that was just it. And you would think at a hardware store it'd be easy to find, right? It's not when the communication barrier was there. That whole thing between Bisaya and English is difficult when you're trying to be technical. The simple language and simple talking points is not bad. That's easy. Most people can get by. But if you need to be technical, or you need to talk about certain things, or that would be normal to, say, me, an American back in my home country, it's not so normal here. They're great with the simple stuff, and hello, how are you doing, those things like that, those are easy. But asking for actual parts or technical things, and even showing them, they just couldn't understand what I was saying. So that was a little difficult. And when that happens, you know, you do what you got to do. But luckily for me, they let me go back behind the counter to the area, and I was trying to find, so I bought a bunch of different parts just to see what I could get and make work. I did make it work. So I got that all going. The washing machine's up and going, and that's a great thing. The other thing that I ended up doing yesterday was going to Ormoc, which is, I guess, the closest big town where there's a mall. It's like a small little city, not like Cebu, but definitely bigger. I went to the mall. I was able to go to the grocery store and get some things that I could get in Cebu. So Ormoc is that place that I will be going to if I need to buy certain things or get certain things. And it's a little out of the way, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a good hour. It's like 45 minutes to get there. So, you do a round trip. You want to make sure that it's worth your time and you get everything you need, because you definitely can't just run back and forth, between 10, 15 minutes to get what you need and do stuff. So it's kind of like living in the country back home. I remember when I lived in the country back home, I'd make long trips and stuff, because it was half hour away, and I'd want to make sure that I got everything that I needed on that trip, because going back was a chore. Plus, it costs gas and everything else, and wear and tear on your vehicle. But that is definitely one of those things that you have to get used to if you're going to live out in the province. Other thing that I experienced yesterday is that they are farmers here in the province, right? Well, the main farming thing that they do is rice. Rice is everywhere. So what they do is they go harvest the rice and do that. And once they get, it harvested, they take it and then they got to dry it and then bag it up. But how they do that is crazy, because they put it right on the road. They lay down a tarp and then they put it out in the sun to dry it out so they can sack it up and sell it. That's crazy. So, yesterday I was driving around, right, and trying to get through things. I was going in and out and around all this rice, and I mean everywhere. I'm trying not to run over these people's rice with my car. But that's how they do it. They put it out in the sun and they dry it. And then they sack it up. And I was like, wow. And then I found out This big sack of rice that these farmers do, okay, they sell it. They sell this rice and they get about 800 pesos. So it's just over $10 for this giant sack of rice, you know? And I'm just like, that's it? Holy cow. Now, I've been out here and those same sacks of rice, once they sell them to the people and they put them out on the market, right? So the people at the market, they're selling them for like 2,000, 2,500 pesos. So they're more than doubling their money by selling it in a store. But you go out here to the farmer and stuff, and you can buy it from the farmer a lot cheaper. It's more affordable that way. Um, but hey, that's just something I learned. I mean, there's all kinds of little tricks to the trade. Personally, I'm not a rice person, so I don't eat a lot of rice. I eat a little bit of rice, but they eat rice every day, 3 times a day, sometimes more. So, you know, it's a mainstay for their nutritional needs. Other thing I did yesterday was is that the neighbor has a pig, and they're doing a butcher, and they're doing that. So I got like 2 kilos of pork coming today because they're butchering it this morning and they're going to bring it. So I'm going to get some fresh pork. What's interesting about that is it was only 700 pesos for 2 kilos, maybe a little bit more of fresh pork. They're going to give me some pork chops, give me some uh, fresh meat and all that other stuff. So I'm gonna stock up my freezer with some pork. I don't know. This is my first time doing that, so it's going to be a learning experience, but pretty excited about that because I like pork chops. I'm not going to lie. But I was able to find some ground beef, which is difficult to find out here. You know, there's a lot of different things that are going on. But I was able to get a kilo of ground beef, and I don't know what it's going for back in the States, but I got a kilo for, it was like 300 pesos for the kilo. And I think a kilo's, you know, like a couple pounds. So that's like $6 for, you know, a few pounds worth of ground beef, lean ground beef too. That was cool. Um, so a lot of other good things were going on, and I just figured that I'd let you know and give you an update, see what's going on. But yeah, I got a lot of work to do, guys. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm tired. Getting everything done here, it's it's been one of those things. Well, look, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll give you some more updates and different things. I got a lot in the works. Obviously, I'm really busy getting moved in, getting everything set up. So I'm sorry if the videos don't come as frequent, but I'll work on it. All right, okay? All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.